All right, well, good afternoon, my crafty friends. How are you? I hope you're having a great day. My name is Judy Menlove, and of Judy's Paper Crafts, and I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Markham, Ontario, Canada. Although right now I am at the cottage in Marmora, Ontario. So anyways, I'm just gonna wait a couple minutes and see if anybody pops on. It's kind of an overcast day today. The sun does come out periodically, but considering they were calling for sun, I don't see any sun. It just kind of comes out every now and then. So it might be a little dark in here. I'm trying not to turn the light on because it just kind of creates a glare, and so I don't want to do that. Anyways, today we are going to make a twist angle card. So I hope you can, if you can't watch the, if you can't watch me live, which is understandable, it's summer, everybody's busy. I hope you'll catch the replay. So this is the card we're going to make today. And we're going to be using the Sending Smiles stamp set and the sending dies. So just kind of, I don't know if I can do this way, just a minute. Okay, so we're just going to kind of turn that up, and it will rest on the flower there. Okay, so that's the card we're going to make today, and we're going to be using the new In Colors. Actually, they're not that new anymore. They're kind of a month old now, but anyways, we're going to use those as well. And okay, I guess we might as well get started. All right, so again, I'm at the cottage. I have no internet, so I can only see the comments on my phone, so hopefully I'll be able to see them okay. All right, so let's scroll down here. Let's move this down, and let's hope I can get this. Okie dokie. There. That looks pretty good. Okay. All right, so this is the Sending Smiles stamp set. So it has these great sentiments. So you have a sending, smiles across the miles, all the good luck your way, sunshine to brighten your day, love and big hugs, birthday wishes, a note of thanks, a card to say hello, comfort and strength. This pretty much covers every occasion, okay? And then you have the dies. All right, so all these things cut out the flowers and the stems. And you also have two, whatever these are called, two of these things to stamp your sentiment in. Also, there's a sending die that fits in each other like that. Okay, so you would cut that out in one color, cut this out in another color, and put it together, and it looks very nice, but we're not doing that today. But if I get around to it, I will show you and post it. So again, the sending dies are also very versatile and lots in there. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to take a regular 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. I'm going to see if I can move this up a little bit so you can kind of get the full picture here. And we're going to cut it at 4 1/4. So we're going to cut it this way instead of the normal way we cut it. So we're going to cut this lengthwise at 4 1/4. Okay. And I have it here, 4 1/4 by 11. We're going to score at 4 1/4 and 5 1/2. So we'll score at 4 1/4. Make sure your cutting blade is out of the way. Your scoring one is your lighter gray. So we're going to score that at 4 1/4 and 5 1/2. All right. Okay. So we're going to fold this over. So it's like that. And this piece here is going to be glued. Let me open that up there. I'm going to fold that back like that so you can see. Okay, so we're going to glue this piece in a minute. In the meantime, I want to cut or want to score an angle from this corner down to this corner. Okay, so I'm going to open it up. And I'm going to move this down a little bit so you can see better what I'm doing. And we're going to put that, line it up as best we can. So it's going to go from this corner down to this corner. Okay, I'll move that up. I'll move that up a little bit so you can see. Okay. All right, now we're going to score that like that. I wish I can go do one more score. There we go. Okay, and I think we're done with the trimmer for a few minutes. All right, and then this is going to fold up like this. Okay. And as soon as I find my bone folder, I'll give that a nice crease. And we'll give this a nice crease. Okay. All right, I'm going to move this back up again. If you're on, say hi. If you want, you don't have to. I like to know if there's somebody on, though. I like to know who you are, but if you don't want to, you can be shy. Okay, anyway, so I'm going to glue this down. Where's my mat? Okay, you all know I love my mat. Can you guys see okay? Is it too dark? I can put the light on and see if it makes any difference, but it is rather quite overcast. And I think all this is going to do is create shadows, but anyways, you might be able to see a bit better. Okay, so anyways, we're going to glue this piece down. Oh, this glue's really coming out. All right, so we're gluing that down. And then I used a piece of paper from the 2022-2024 In Color Designer Series paper. So I cut a little strip in the Tahitian Tide, which is 1 inch by 4 1/4, and I'm just going to glue that on there. So we'll glue that on there. There's no right or wrong way to do this. It's just flowers. So it doesn't matter whether it's upside down or sideways or whatever. All right, so that part is done. Okay, so now I have cut some pieces here. So you're going to need a 4 1/4 by a 4 1/4. And you might want it the same color, because what you're going to do is you're going to fold that back and you're going to adhere it. Like it. You're going to adhere it to this piece here, like that. Okay. And then I've got a piece of a contrasting cardstock, which is 4 by 4. Then I'm going to glue onto that. And then I have a piece of white, which is 3 1/2 by 3 1/2, and I'm going to glue that onto there. You can make this DSP, you can make it whatever you want, but I'm going to stamp on here, so that's why I wanted it white. Okay, and I think, I'm just trying to decide what I want to do first. I think I'm going to glue this on, and that will be done. So I'm just going to put the glue on this piece here. I don't want to put it on the other, on the 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 piece. Okay, hope you can see okay. And we're just going to adhere that like that. And this will fit in a regular size envelope. Okay, so that's 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So as you can see, it will come up and rest like that. Okay. All right, so let's get some stamping done here. So I'm going to use this white piece, which is 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. And I'm using Tahitian Tide and Parakeet Party and Orchid Oasis. And my background piece here is Starry Sky. Okay. All right. So now, because I'm at the cottage, I'm limited with my blocks. So I will just have to use what I have. Okay. All right. So let's get started. Actually, first of all, let me see. I want to use the sending stamp, but I don't have a block big enough with me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try, I have my little mini stamp and emboss machine, and I'm going to take this acrylic base here and see if I can do it with this. It's the only thing, otherwise it's going to hang off the end of my block, and that won't work very well. So I don't even know if this is going to work, but I'm going to give it a shot. So let's see, I'm going to stamp that up in the Orchid Oasis. All right, so fingers crossed, people. Oh, what a mess I made, eh? Okay, I think I will wipe that off before I stamp it. I've just got some baby wipes here that I can just use to wipe that off. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's hope it works okay. All right, so we'll just put it about there and we'll see how that works. Not as good, not bad, not as good as a block, but hey, not bad. And when you don't have things, sometimes you have to improvise. So if you don't have an acrylic block one time, there you go. You can use this. Oh, wait, make sure I get all that off. Okay. All right, so that worked not too bad. Okay. Now I think I'm going to stamp the sentiment, and this time I'm going to use Sending a Note of Thanks. So again, I'm going to use the Orchid Oasis. I'll ink that up. And I haven't used that one before, so I'm just going to stamp it off and make sure it looks okay. Looks okay. So I'll just put a note of thanks. There we go. And that one's done. All right, and then we're going to take the Tahitian Tide and we're going to stamp some flowers. All right, so we'll ink this one up. And I think I'll just, well, he didn't ink very well, did he? It's a little bubbly, but I think he might be okay. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So I think I'll put him here. And then I'm going to use this one. And we'll put him over here. And then last I will use this guy. And I'll just put him in the middle. It's really this one is quite juicy. And I don't really have anything to try and get rid of some of these bubbles. So you'll just have to, normally what I would do is take, I have some old credit cards that have expired or gift cards or whatever, and I would just, you know, pull them down and try and get rid of some of those bubbles. But in the meantime, I have a scrap piece of paper here, so let's just try this. Oh yes, can you see all that? So much on here. So sometimes they just come with a whole ton of ink. And sometimes you have to kind of move it around a little bit. Okay, let's see if that's any better. Okay, could still be done more, but in the interest of time, I'm just going to go ahead and stamp this. Oh, look, I see now he's got a nice little pattern because he's got little bubbles in him. Okay, and you can tell how wet it is because you kind of splashed there a little bit, but that's okay. All right, so now we're going to take the Parakeet Party and we will stamp some stems here. I'm going to remove my mat because the stems are going to hang below. So we'll just put that one there like that. So I'm going to stamp off my paper, so I didn't want to get it on my mat. And then we'll just kind of put that one over there. I'm using the same stem, but there are other ones if you wanted to use something different. And that one we'll just put like that. All right, there's that. And I have another little stem here I might use. So let me just put that on there. He needs something else, this guy here. So maybe I'll just put a little one right there. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, I'm just get another little wipe so I can wipe some of these stamps off as I have to reuse the blocks. So I'll just quickly wipe some of these off. Okay. All right. And now I need the little centers for the flowers. So take these off. Okay. Oh, got ink on here too. All right, so there's a little center for the big flower and a center for the smaller flowers. Actually, I don't think that's the one I want. I think there's a smaller one. This is the one I want. Okay, and we're going to stamp that in the Orchid Oasis. All right, so this one's going to go in this big flower here, like that. And then this other little one, he's just like a little dot. I'm just going to put him in there. And we'll put him in there as well. There we go. Okay, what else do we need? Sending a card to say hello. And, okay, I need these little stars. Just going to add a little bit of fun to it. So we're just going to stamp these lightly and one there, and we'll put one over here. And maybe we'll just kind of have them hanging off the edge here, like that. And one over here. And you know what? I'm going to see if I can cover up that spot here. What do you think? Put one right here in the middle. Oh, that's kind of cool. All right. I'm going to leave that open. So I need a scrap piece of white. Here's one. Okay. And I need to stamp this big flower. All right, so we're going to stamp this guy again in the Tahitian Tide. I hope I'm still on here. Okay. And then I need this little center in Orchid Oasis. So ink him up in the, whoops, in the Orchid Oasis. Okay. And I need the Parakeet Party, and we're going to do that big stem, wherever the big stem is. Oh, there he is. Okay. And the Parakeet Party. I hope I'm not off camera too much. I do apologize. All right, and we're gonna cut this out with the die. So there we go. All right, my scissors are here. All right, so I'm just gonna cut these out, and I'm going to bring in my mini cut and emboss machine. I'm just going to move this up a bit. There we go. Okay, so you're going to use your number 1 plate and 2 of your number 2s. Okay, and my dies. Okay, so we're going to need this one to cut that out, and this one, I think it's this one, excuse me, to cut that out. Okay, I'm going to try and put them both in at the same time. One pass. Okay. And we're just going to line that up as best we can. It might not be perfect, but that's okay. And then the stem. I'll put that on. That looks pretty good. And then we'll put this on, and hopefully they don't wobble too much. And it wobbled a bit. Okay, hang on a second. Let me get a Post-it note. And actually, I've got my sticky stuff. So sometimes you just have to stick it down so it doesn't move. And other times it stays. Today isn't one of those days. Today is one of those days where it's going to move. And that's okay too, because we're just going to stick it down. All right. And now we will put this on top, and we'll feed it through. And there's our leaf. And here's our flower. Okay, let's get rid of this. All right, need this and this. Sometimes I get confused, as you can tell. All right, so I'm going to take this 4x4 and I'm going to glue this to that. And then I'm going to glue it to the Starry Sky piece. I'm totally off camera. I apologize. There we go. Okay, and now I'm going to adhere it to that. Some more glue. Okay, so we're going to put that on there like that. All right, so again, it's going to come up like that. Excuse me. So now I'm just going to take my flower that I've done and some dimensionals, maybe some dimensionals. There they are. Things like to hide on me. When you craft, do things hide on you too? They're always hiding on me. Actually, I think I'm actually going to, did I put 2 on here? Yes. I'm going to put 2 on here to really pop it up, because when I pull that back, I want it to make sure that it stays really well. So I'm just going to put one on top of the other. Just like that. Okay, and we'll peel that off. And then you just decide where you want it, okay? So depending on what you're putting, you might want it right at the end, or you might want it further up. It just depends on what you're doing. But I still have to make room for the stem here. So he can go like that. And then my flower can go there, like that. Okay, I hope you can see that okay. And then I'm going to take some mini dimensionals and pop this up. Just put a couple of small mini dimensionals here. Oh, he's hanging off the edge. So I'm going to have to pull him off and move him in closer. There we go. Now peel that off. And we'll peel that one off. Okay, and we'll just slide that in there. You know, I think I'd like to put a little tiny piece there. So I'm just going to take my sheet here and cut a little piece off here. Okay, just like that. Oh. So you can always cut little tiny pieces if you need them. And I think that's what I want to do with this. I'm not going to worry about the top part, but I want it on the bottom. Like that. Okay, so just a little piece there. All right, and then I'm just going to put this in there. Like that. And there we go. Okay, and then last but not least, you want to take your Wink of Stella and to color in these flowers, just to give them a bit of sparkle. You know, I love my Wink of Stella. And again, you're probably not going to be able to see it, but I know it's there. And I also want to do it on this flower. So take your Wink of Stella and color that in with the pen so it will have some glitter to it. There we go. All right, okay. And finally, oh yeah, so if you want to sign the card, you can put a little, you could put a lighter color. This is obviously too dark, but you could put a lighter color on top and then just sign it here over here. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a white piece of paper on the back and sign the back. Okay. But I need something else here. So I'm going to take, where are they? These are the 2022-24 in color matte decorative dots. Okay, so up here is the red ones, and the green ones, Tahitian Tide, Starry Sky, and Orchid Oasis. I can't think of what the red one is called. Okay, and I'm gonna take, I think I'm gonna put a couple of green ones on this time. I put blue on the other ones, but you can't really see them. So let's see what I can. All right, let's take a couple of these. I'm just using my tweezers, not sure how well that's gonna work. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll do that. I'll put that. No, I'll just wait. I'll put that. Oh, I don't know. Put one over there. And take one here. And I'll put it over here. Well, maybe down here. Whoop. Stuck to my tweezers. And one more. Yeah, he's just stuck to my finger now. And I'll put him up here. Actually, maybe I'll just... He doesn't want to stick. There. All right. And there is my card. Okay. So again, he's just got this one piece here. And you just fold it up like that. Isn't that cool? All right. I hope you guys like that. I hope you like my card. And I hope you weren't too confused, because I was kind of confused today, but it seems to me every day I get more confused than the previous week. Okay, so that's all I've got for you today. I'm going to go back out and sit in the shade and relax, put my feet up, maybe have a drink. So I hope you're going to have a good week, and I will see you back here next Wednesday at 3 o'clock. All right. You guys have a wonderful week, and we'll see you later. Bye now. Thanks, Mary.